Today, I am going to share the top 7 things that I have learned since keeping planted tanks, and how plants actually make it easier for you to maintain an aquarium. Hello everyone, this is Charles from the Fishloft. Like a lot of you, I started out with plastic plants until someone talked me into buying my first live plant. I thought live plants would be too hard to keep, that I would need CO2 or have some magical green thumb to keep them alive, and I didn't know how beneficial the plants would be to my fish. The first thing I learned is fish behavior is more normal when they are around plants, and that makes the fish more beautiful to watch. They feel more secure, and their colors are more vibrant. The second thing I learned that everyone is talking about is creating an ecosystem in your aquarium, and plants are really the building block to create an ecosystem. Plants remove all sorts of dangerous toxins that can harm your fish, such as nitrates, nitrites, and ammonia. And plant leaves create the perfect surface for beneficial bacteria to grow on. Which brings us to the third thing I learned. Because of this, new tanks with live plants cycle much faster, allowing you to safely introduce your fish much quicker. I suggest adding floating plants when you first start your new tank. Their roots suck up all the excess nutrients and harmful toxins that can be found in a brand new tank. The fourth thing I discovered is that since plants are natural water filters, this means you can do less frequent water changes. We primarily do water changes to take out harmful toxins that build up in our tanks. And if the plants are helping to do that, then you don't have to do as many water changes. In my heavily planted tanks, I generally only remove 10% of the water once a month. And I don't know about you, but water changes are not my favorite thing to do. If you are enjoying this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to support this new channel. The fifth thing I learned is plants also help you control algae in your tank, because they are directly competing for the same nutrients as the algae. And if you add floating plants, that's an extra bonus, because those plants are shielding some extra light from getting into your tank and reducing algae growth. The sixth thing I learned is to keep it simple with the substrate. I make it easy on myself and add aqua soil to a mesh bag and then add sand over that. This keeps the aqua soil from mixing into your sand and not releasing a ton of nutrients directly into the water column. I then add some root tabs for my plants that are heavy feeders. Once your tank becomes established, all that fish waste becomes natural fertilizer for your plants, creating the perfect ecosystem. The last thing I learned is I don't need CO2. I will never have a super colorful Dutch-style aquascape, but I thoroughly enjoy the mix of plants that thrive in my low-tech tanks. If you haven't kept plants yet, go ahead and give them a try. And if you already have a planted tank, leave any suggestions in the comments on how to keep a planted tank thriving. For steps on how to keep your tank beautiful, check out my planted aquarium maintenance video.